You just gonna hit the June bug on it, nigga? I'm dying, nigga. You gonna do the June
bug? I played that clip because I want that character to return. Imagine he returns in season 2, episode 10, and does the dance again. But then in season 3, there's development on him. If not, that was a good one-off character. But anyway, let's get into the review.
Alright then. On with the show.
So I'm back to review We Share Everything once again. And that's with season 2, episode 1. Just a heads up, I won't be reviewing every episode. Now that I got that out the way, let's get started. For this episode, I have my pros and my cons. And I'm gonna start with my cons. Number 1, I don't like the fourth breaking wall moments in this episode. Number 2, remember how I said season 2 should be a bit more serious? Well, this episode failed at that. I feel Dame should have dipped into the mind of Virgil, meaning he's scared to approach women. And when he does, he's skeptical because he thinks to himself, thinking, could this woman have an alternate goal? Is she gonna kill me? Does she have her own ring of prostitution? I have an example, and that's the opening scene. I've edited it to show you how it should have been.
Give us the meat, Virgil. Give us the meat, Virgil.
I tried my best with it, but you see my point. You'll be thinking, dang, is season 2 gonna be much darker? Speaking of dark, when Sierra popped up on my screen, she scared the hell out of me. One thing I always praise about Sierra is her facial expressions. It's one thing to act with dialogue, but it's another without. Just with this picture alone, I need to see Sierra and Efrain do a horror skit together. You know what? Efrain should do Delilah season 2 and make Sierra join as Delilah's evil sister. You know, this could be an alternate universe where the El Diablo sisters are serial killers. Number 3, where was all the big players at? Where was Efrain? Where was Andrea? Where was Leenda? Where was Miss Sade? Where was Cassandra Lee? I mean, even at the end of the episode, Virgil even called out Dame on it. Of course I get it though. Real life situations, scheduling issues, being busy, etc. I even heard Efrain joined a TV series, so I'm not mad. But my problem is Dame didn't mention where the characters were at in this part of the story. Number 4, this is just a minor thing, but that thumbnail was a lie. It was clickbait. I was waiting for that specific scene to show up, and it never happened. And don't say, what if that scene happens later on in the season? That still makes no sense, because why put it for the thumbnail in the first episode? I have no more cons. So let's move on into the pros. Number 1, I know I said I don't like the fourth wall breaking moments in the episode, but there was one. And that one breaking the fourth wall moment I liked was with Big Mama.
This is going to be a really good season. Don't do that.
I guess maybe the other one would be the final one at the end of the episode. But really, I'll just stick to the one with Big Mama. Number 2, Missy as Wolfie. Bars. Last season, I said there was no bad acting, but what I didn't mention was Missy. Her acting wasn't bad, but it was just off. I mean, she's been on King V's channel before, but for some reason, when she joined We Share Everything, I'm like, where'd her acting go? But she made up for it in this episode. In fact, my favorite Missy video is when she appeared on Cassandra's channel, and Dame even wrote that video, and he should take a little bit of that character and put it into Wolfie. Let me just say, season 1, the top 3 regulars were King V, Sierra, and Efrain. Well, season 2, the top 3 regulars will most likely be King V, Sierra, and Missy. Wolfie is gonna get development this season. Number 3, Big Mama. That's all I gotta say. Big Mama and Wolfie's interaction was my favorite scene in the episode. I just can't wait to see Big Mama interact with a lot of the characters from season 1, like all of her 3 daughters, her stepdaughter, Amani, her sister, Avon, her other sister, Fiona, her niece, aka Cousin Faith, everyone. And I just gotta say, Tanjareen is pulling off that lady from Resident Evil 8 Village so well. I mean, the booby and the booty control, turbo singing. It's Kino. Imagine this is how Virgil meets Big Mama. Virgil is running away from Amy, Ashley, and baby girl. Virgil sees a door, and when he goes to it...
So we finally meet.
One of my theories in season 1 was that when Virgil smashes Big Mama, Virgil is going to go into a coma because that's how good the po-po is. That's why I say they should not smash until the season 2 finale. Number 4, Jamie Riley. It's been a while since I've seen her on her own channel or anyone else's channel. Now, while she did have a small part in the episode, I'm glad she'll be a part of this show. Hopefully, she survives this season and makes it into season 3, because that's how much I like Jamie, one of my favorite females in the CT community. Number 5, Jessica Quintino. I enjoyed her acting. I was introduced to her when she appeared in When Bays Want You to Be Metro, which I think is in the future of the Trifecta series, which I do plan to review in the summer. Jessica's character, Jean, could be that mystery woman that Wolfie sent to Virgil's new apartment. What would Jean bring to the story? As of right now, I don't know. Number 6. The Apartment 69 joke was funny, but you know what's better than Apartment 69? Number 7, Virgil mentioning his mother. I said a family member of his should show up, and that should still happen, but to at least know his mother knows about him being pimped out, I like. I'm pretty sure there are more pros, but let's move on. These are things I just want to mention before I go. Number 1, there was no Sierra in the episode. Yes, technically she appeared in a dream sequence, but I don't ever count those. Her not being in this episode was off-putting. Segregating her to only being a cameo this time around, I don't know how to feel, but it does make sense. She was not there because she was looking for Virgil. It just happened that Wolfie was able to find him first. Speaking of cameos, going back to the dream sequence, instead of being Missy, that should have been Efrain. Because of all the people Virgil smashed, Amy has done it the most, and she likes that rough sex. With Sierra not being in the episode, it put a thought into my mind. Maybe King V should be in the episode that's all about the El Diablo sisters, if it were to happen. Because for one, the page says King V, and 2, this is his story. Though, you could make the argument that this is baby girl's story. Number 2, Haley. The therapist better not smash Virgil. One critique that people say about Virgil is that most of his videos is about him getting at a girl or a girl getting at him. And I even seen Virgil somewhat bring that up. For me, I somewhat in agreement to that. But I think he's able to take that and make it fresh every single time. But if Haley does smash Virgil, I think I'm going to shift my perspective on that and agree. Here's an idea and a plot twist. Haley smashes baby girl. Have Virgil walk in on them and say, I didn't see that coming. And in bed, Angel says to Virgil,
You didn't see that coming?
Haley should never be taking any sides during this season. She's only here to help Virgil get over his trauma. Number 3, I really hope Dame dwells on Virgil's trauma on being pimped out. Some PTSD type shit. Virgil should think to himself, maybe I shouldn't even have sex anymore. Number 4. Apparently it's Miss Big Mama now. Regardless, I still think that's a nickname. Like I said, her real name should start with the name. And if you call her by her real name, you might get killed. Number 5. Dame. I'm not forgetting, Dame, the bedbugs. Just because Virgil is in witness protection and has moved to a different location, don't mean I forgot. I need this plot thread to end. Bars. With all that being said, my grade for Season 2, Episode 1 of We Share Everything is a 7.5 out of 10. While it did feel like a season premiere, there were some key components missing. Though, like I said, I understand. But anyway, get your fingers up and say it with me. Bye.
This is going to be a really good season. Don't do that.